Yo, what's up guys and welcome. So this is my new YouTube channel. Some of you guys probably do know me from my Instagram because I've posted the link there, but some of you might not know me. So I'll do a quick introduction. My name's Sunny. I'm from the UK. I've been vegan for 2 years and I've just started a YouTube channel. So what my plan was to actually start in 2019. It was one of my resolutions, but I didn't quite get around to that. But 1 year later, still better late than never. So I'm going to start that now, and the first thing I'm going to be starting off with is how to complete Veganuary like a boss. So I started 2 years ago in January. I'd say there was fewer Veganuary releases, but there were still loads, but not anything compared to the amount that have come out this year. So I'm going to talk you through step by step on how to get through Veganuary and hopefully continue being vegan in the future. If that's something you guys are looking forward to, then drop this a like. You'll be much appreciated, so I know how many people are watching these videos. And if you can subscribe, that would be even better. I'd really appreciate it. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so tip 1, I'm going to try and go through these tips without probably cutting or skipping. So if I look this way, it's because my laptop's there and it's going to remind me what I need to say, and I really can't be asked to do ages and ages of editing. So it's lazy, but that's what I'm going to do. So the first tip would be from me to sign up to Veganuary. So the website is something like uk.veganuary.com. This isn't some weird shameless plug, but it's a good idea to sign up to them because they have loads of helpful tips on there. They've got recipes and they've got meal plans. So if you're starting from knowing absolutely no vegan recipes because you're used to cooking meat and dairy all the time, it's a good place to start, and there's basically a community there already which are all looking to help each other. If you've got Instagram as well, I would recommend following Vegan Food UK. There's some underscores in it. I can't remember the exact thing, but if I can, I'll put it here. And also follow Accidentally Vegan as well. Those two Instagram pages are really good, especially for showcasing what the new Veganuary foods are that have come out. And also Accidentally Vegan is always good with putting up things that you would not think are necessarily vegan, but they are. So it's a win-win. If you're on Instagram as well, obviously follow me at vegan.sunny. That would be ideal. Yeah, so the second one is experimenting with different foods that you might not have tried before. So I think one of the best things about when I went vegan was the fact that I tried so many different foods and different vegetables that I hadn't really had before, and a lot of them were delicious. I don't know whether it's whether your taste buds adapt over time. That might just be some weird theory I've made up in my head, but there's definitely foods that I didn't like before, or I turned my nose up at before, which I really enjoy now. One of them being mushrooms. It's not even a weird one, but before I didn't even know there were so many different types of mushrooms, like portobello mushrooms and like portobello mushrooms. But yeah, there are loads of different types of mushrooms. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, go try them out. Try out things like avocado. I know a lot of people that haven't even tried avocado before because they think it's some green disgusting thing, but once they try it, they're like, this is so good. Loads and loads of fruits and vegetables. Like, I think once you go vegan, you kind of realise how like limited you were in a sense before. That every time you'd cook with chicken, like pork, beef, lamb. Like there's 4 or 5 different types of meats you just constantly cook with and have every day. Whereas there's so many different vegetables and they're so versatile in the different ways that you can cook them. So 100% go and experiment with some foods you haven't tried before. That doesn't mean necessarily you're going to like all the foods, but there might be something you try and think, fucking hell, this is good. Why have I never had this before? So that could change your life. So go ahead and do that. Another tip I have is take advantage of all the Veganuary releases. So there's loads and loads of things coming out. So just today I went and tried the KFC vegan burger. Pretty good, bit dry but pretty good. Greg's just released their steak bake and those ring donuts, and then you've got Subway that just brought out the meatball marinara version of like a vegan version. So definitely go and try those alternatives, because the whole point of them coming out is to see whether there is a demand for them or not. If we show them there is a demand, then they'll carry on supplying. So it's a win-win situation. At the same time, however, after Veganuary, a lot of those items disappear, so be prepared for that and actually cook realistic meals at home. fourth one, this is really important because it's probably what stopped me going vegan earlier. So if you fail, let's not call it fail, if you slip up, because I still slip up now, for some reason these weird companies think there's some, I'm sure they get erect over the fact of sprinkling milk powder on the most random things that do not need milk powder. Like, I've bought a packet of salt and vinegar crisps before, I'm not going to say which brand. I bought a pack of salt and vinegar crisps and you just eat them because you'd think they're just potatoes with salt and vinegar on, like there's nothing more to them. But they had milk powder in. Why the fuck is there milk powder in salt and vinegar crisps? I don't know, but you have to be a bit careful reading instructions, and when you first start out it is a real ball ache reading the back of packets, but usually they're all highlighted in bold, minus honey I don't think is. But apart from that, yeah, if you do accidentally end up having some milk powder or something, or even if you just went cold turkey and went vegan and one of the days you had a really bad craving and you gave in and had some meat or dairy, do not beat yourself up about it and then stop with the whole thing. Just continue, like, put it behind you, don't make yourself feel bad about it and just carry on. Like, at the end of the day, it's an amazing thing that you're doing. So, and it's difficult at the same time because we're used to eating those items, call them items, they're not items, that's animal products, but your whole life. So for you to just automatically turn off them is difficult. So before I went completely vegan, like 2 years ago, I tried to go vegan so many times and then I would end up eating something like dairy and then I'd just think, oh fuck it man, like I've messed it up, and then I'm just gonna go back and then I'll try it again like at some later point. If I didn't do that, I'd probably be vegan for about 3 years now. But every time I would just stop and go back to my old ways. So that is my fourth one. If you mess up or if you slip up, do not worry about it. Don't make yourself feel bad about it and just carry on. Like, that is it, honestly. Okay, my last tip then. So this video is probably about 7-8 minutes long now, so I don't want to keep dragging it out. Last one is, obviously you've signed up to do Veganuary, or you've challenged yourself to do Veganuary. That's amazing. The even more amazing thing would be is if you can continue with it after January. That would be incredible. Not for me, to be fair, I probably don't know most of you, but for animals as well. So one main thing you will probably really benefit from doing is just researching about veganism whilst you are vegan for the month. Like, I'm not saying sit down and read millions of articles, millions of health studies, etc., but educate yourself on the agriculture industry. So what's actually going on these farms. Maybe if you're into health and fitness, have a look at the health side. There's a brilliant documentary called The Game Changers that's just come out if you've not seen it. And also have a look at what effect it has on the environment as well. So at the minute, a current affair that's going on is a Sydney wildfire. So things like, it will always be in the news, but we need to remember how our actions contribute to those issues as well. And going vegan, you'll find out yourself. I'm not going to tell you anything. Research it yourself and you'll find out that is the best thing for our planet and for the animals and for our health. So those are my tips for Veganuary. So hopefully if you follow those, I'm pretty sure you will smash it, because if somebody had told me those earlier, I would have found it a lot easier when transitioning. But instead I just ate pasta and potatoes every day and it was shit, got fat, and yeah, I had to lose it again. So it's not worth it. Follow those and I'm sure you'll have a sick Veganuary. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Please drop this video a like and follow me on Instagram at vegan.sunny, and that would be much appreciated. I'm going to be dropping a lot of content through January, so if you're subscribed you'll see that content. If you're not, then I probably won't see you ever again. If you haven't enjoyed the video, then you don't need to subscribe. Alright, take it easy.